Hello and welcome back. Look, I changed my sign. I changed the sign. And I'm using my new camera. So if I suddenly start gazing in different places, it's because I'm having to get used to looking at the lens. Pretty basic, isn't it, with a camera? If you're new to my channel, I'm Deirdre, and today I'm going to be doing part 2 of decluttering the utility cupboard. I just want to get it done, get it out of the way. I was going to do it yesterday, but it was about 35 degrees Celsius. I can't remember what that translates to, but too hot anyway, and mainly it was incredibly humid. I'm not really good in humidity at all. In fact, you may be able to hear there's a slight murmur in the background. If it is, I'm sorry, but I've got the air conditioning running not on cool because it's a cooler day today, but just on dry because the apartment humidity was at 70%. So it's now down to 40, which is lovely, much better. The other thing I've been doing is sort of planning what I'm going to be doing at Christmas. And I've got my Christmas tree just arrived the other day, so that's my small apartment sized Christmas tree. The old one, the nearly 2-meter tall one, was gifted, and I hope somebody's going to absolutely love it and enjoy it this year. So I've gone with the much smaller but very pretty one, and I'll show you that when I start my Christmas things on the 1st of December. When of course I'll also be starting my little vlogmas. I'll take you through what's in the ASOS Advent calendar, which is all beauty stuff. Sorry guys, remember I've already apologised for this. There is a men's one, but I just for some reason didn't buy that. Maybe next year I'll have to buy the men's one. Anyway, so it's that's what I'll be doing. I'll show you my Christmas decorations as I go through and do the apartment. I'll show you what I'm going to make for actually a really super early Christmas, because one of my sons is going to be away, so I have to get on to that, because he'll pine if he doesn't get real Christmas. Okay, there are things I need to be doing, and at the same time I'm really working on starting to get back to blogging on my website, and I'll talk to you more about that, and also about doing a monthly newsletter for you all, because sometimes it's nice to talk about things in detail or a little bit more in depth, or in terms of the blog to show you some really good pictures of things and to go down in detail. For example, I thought I'd talk about the glass cloche that I have around the house and how to style them, how to get the best out of them, and I could do a whole blog just on that, but with really good photographs so you can see how they're put together, and you know, you might get a bit of inspiration. You may not like them at all, but you know, at least that tells you don't want to do it. Sometimes it's always good to know what you don't want to do. So right now though, it's going to go back into the ugly cupboard. Nothing as pretty as linen, just lots of appliances and some wine. The wine is not a problem. So let's do it. Okay, so it's back into the cupboard, and this time everything's just as I left it last time, but I'm going to pull the things out and I'm going to put them on the kitchen bench, I think, and we're going to see what's there and where I'm going to put it. I've emptied those out. There are those two and the top one, and I'll also do this one, which is sort of the cleaning side of things, but there's also oh, that is some frames. They're not in the right place either. That's my soda stream thing to make my fizzy water that I love. And I took the wine out. That has to go somewhere else. I know where it's going to go. It's just that I'm having a wine rack made that's going to actually fit up in that cupboard, and that's going to be just about right. And yes, I'll need a stool, but hey, I need a stool for everything. So I'm just going to clean those out, and then I'll show you what's on the benches. Right, I'm going to start in this corner and we'll work around. This is my big T&G green bowl for Christmas puddings. Also really good for putting all sorts of drinks in, sangria, things like that for a party. I will never get rid of it. It's large, it's awkward to store. So what? That's keep, brings me joy. Okay, over here I have a knife block that I don't use anymore. I just store them in drawers. I don't have much bench space, so I don't have space for that. If I can store them in a drawer, that's fine with me as well. So that can be gifted. Here is my fabulous juicer that I use about 4 times a year. I do a juice week and it's lovely, and I know that it's not meant to be the best thing on the planet for you, but I always feel so much better when I've done it. I think it makes me really focus on lots of greens that I perhaps wouldn't eat, but I most certainly will drink very easily. So that is going to stay, but it can be one of the things that's stored towards the back. It's huge. It does need to be stored towards the back because it only needs to come out, as I say, 4 times a year. Just going to show you these cute little spray bottles I picked up at Kmart the other day. That is for my cleaner, you know, the vinegar and water and a bit of dish liquid, and they clean everything. So they're very cute though, aren't they? They work pretty well also. Now, this is something that needs to come out to the front at least, because that's my NutriBullet, and that I need to be using a lot more often. I love that. These are the appliance things that go with my food processor, which is in the pantry, which is a mess. So that's something that needs to be stored in the pantry in a box in there, so that it's just available with the appliance itself. That belongs to the NutriBullet, and that's the blender. It's a very good blender, but I do mainly use it in the winter for soups. Now over here is another thing that I use a lot in the winter, but not so much in the summer. It's my slow cooker, and I've had this for ages. It doesn't owe me anything, by golly. It's really worked hard for me, that's for sure. And I do still make big quantities of soup because I can always freeze them. And if you know, family, friends coming over, that's a really good way to make sure that dinner is on and being cooked while I'm at work. So I'm definitely keeping that. But it's a winter thing, and it can go further towards the back, you know, because I just don't use it as much in the summer. The other thing that was in there, apart from my little step stool, are these 2 parts of upholstery hide. I do have a couple of ideas of what I'd like to do with that. That's my Christmas tree sitting there ready to be unpacked. Well, it doesn't look very different really, does it? But at least I know that it's clean, that these are things that I need, and I think I've made it a little bit more accessible so that it's just easy to grab and go, because the kitchen's right there. That's what I love about this apartment. Nowhere is anywhere from anywhere else. So I've got a box and some rows of wine down there. There's more, but it's probably the most temperature stable part of the apartment. No, it's not bad anyway, but it's going to go up there, and these are empty. Now it's this side, which has, you know, cleaning stuff in it. I hate it being messy, and worse than that, it's actually dirty. Ugh. And that's dirty. That's my little floor thing. So yeah, see what I mean? Turn around and the place gets out of control. So I'm going to pull those out, get them organised, and it will start to look like I'm here again. And that is that. It's not radically different. It's just tidy, and I've cleaned the shelves. So up the top are more IKEA bags than I will ever need, and a steamer that my son actually uses more than I do, so he can have it back. I just used it when I first moved in. Then this all works, you know, my steamer, that's my iron, but you just fill up this big tank here, and that's excellent. My ironing board's there. I don't iron a lot, but when I do, I want it to just be easy. I've got lots of the little rolly things that take fluff off you. That fills up the iron thing. This is what I clean my floors with, which I really like, mainly for the smell. I tend to just wash them and then top them with this, and it smells fabulous. It smells of almond. There's the wax polish that I make myself. My torch ready, a few batteries in there ready for in case there's a blackout. And then down here I fitted in my little hand vac for my soda stream, which still has to fit there because nothing else is the right height. And then my vacuum cleaner, which is fabulous. I really like this vacuum cleaner, it's so powerful. And my little step stool. So that actually works pretty well. And this is what's going to come next. This is my entirely messy pantry, and that it just doesn't work. So that is the next thing on the hit list. That's that cupboard done. Now, as I showed you, the next big thing is the pantry. And I'd really sort of thought, oh, I won't do the pantry for you, it's just it's a big nothing. No, I've never really organised it properly since I moved. I just came with the things that I used before, where I had more space. And I just put them in, and it didn't quite fit, and then things went into that utility cupboard instead, and oh, for goodness sake. So now it is going to get tidied properly. The other thing, now if you just let me know in the comments if you would like me to, but a few people have said that they'd like to see how I zone clean in a small area like this, because you see a lot of the zone cleaning is done in very large homes, but I still use it here because it just keeps me on track. So if you would like me to do that and just include that as one of my, my series, just to show you how I work through just looking after the apartment. It's just very simple, but every area still needs to get cleaned. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Perhaps you would like to share it with some of your friends. Definitely leave a comment, not just about zone cleaning, but about anything. It's fine. Love to hear from you all. And I'll be back with more, so if you'd like to join me, please subscribe. And there's a playlist of previous decluttering, organising things that I've done before. We've got Christmas coming up. It's going to be fun. I hope whatever you're doing, you're having a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.